So next up, we've got HotDawg. I believe I did a critique of him recently, like within the last two. From what I remember, more of a beginner Duck Hunt player, but I'm kind of interested to see what we got on here. The guy that remastered DK music? Is that who this is? If it is, I didn't know that. But no, this song is just Snaky Shanty. It's just from DKC2. So yeah, Banjo Duck Hunt. So the main thing with this matchup is you always have to just keep in mind Wonder Wing. It's kind of like Palutena and Explosive Flame. Is that whenever you pull a projectile, he can just press side B and kill you for it. So you have to be very, very careful about that. For the most part, you should be able to deal with eggs fine with between Gunman and Clay Pigeon. And especially depending on what version of eggs that he's using. The biggest thing about eggs is that it can mess with your can pretty well, and not to mention grenade as well. So like those are kind of the main things you need to avoid. So keeping can high above grenade and eggs is preferable. So then that way you can get like can closer to him, so it's harder for him to deal with it. And one thing that sucks is like Kazooie is actually a disjoint, unlike the duck for Duck Hunt. So there's a lot of trades that he's just going to be able to flat out win with you with that. And not to mention a lot of his moves are just naturally stronger than Duck Hunt. So even if you do trade on a couple things, it just can end up being more painful for you. But overall, like once you get Banjo in the air, just like keep him juggled. His platform actually does come out frame 1, but as long as you're hitting it with like the multi-hits of up air, you will go right through the platform. And his frame data is really bad for like doing crowd control or to get people off of him. So your main goal is to get like up close to him and then just like keep him like in the air as long as possible. Just keep pressuring him that way. And then when you get off stage, you know, keep in mind that he does have Wonder Wing as an option to him. So pressure him with can, have Gunman there to snipe him as well. So then that way when you do those things, it's going to be harder for him to recover. But for the most part, keep can in the air. Be very, very careful about spawning Clay Pigeon and Gunman around like 80%. Because like if he has max rage, you'll be very close to death. So after 80%, you need to wait for him to commit to an option before you do can, Gunman, or Clay Pigeon. Music in your spare time. Oh yeah, this is actually one of the high quality ones. This is the studio quality one. This is that. I'd have to go back and watch it again, Tater. Yeah, because I forgot who you were fighting in that one. Oh yeah, it was when you were fighting Egg. Okay, gotcha. I'd have to go back to see exactly how you're jumping in though. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Yeah, like when he picks up the grenade, like keep in mind that like he needs to like toss the item before he gets to you. Or he can pick it up with an attack as well. So just wait for him to like grab it at that point. He got so lucky that he Wonder Winged in the wrong direction. Oh, that was unfortunate. Yeah, right now we just kind of saw a technical flub there for his death. Yeah, Banjo's a little bit heavier, so you're not going to do like the short hop Clay Pigeon just yet immediately. That was kind of a weird spot to be percentage-wise. Right now we're just like getting like a lot of just like really, really hasty attacks right now. Yeah, like you don't want to be throwing out smash attacks right now. Like especially across the stage, that's not going to even kill. You need to focus a lot more on just utilizing your projectiles to control the neutral. Like, okay, like at least for a ledge trap, that wasn't bad. It's just you messed up with the execution there. At least you jumped there to avoid the Wonder Wing. Also, I don't know why you went for the down air there, because like he wasn't even remotely close to that. And when you have your can that far away, you just might as well reset it, so then that way you can get the next thing. At least we redeemed yourself for the dare. Yeah, just keep pressuring him there. Oh, wait, where was the can? Okay, so like after you do the juggles, you should not be thinking about doing the Gunman there, because like at that point when you wanted to summon Gunman, Banjo would not have touched the ground by the time that thing fires. You want to throw a can in the air so that way you're covering that. So that way it's way more immediate to like catch that there. Oh yeah, that was always great to get that. So yeah, make sure that you have your can like pressuring your opponent in the air when you get those things up. What was that? That made no sense at all. From there, just throw him off stage and like fair him or something like that. I think the percentage is a little bit too low for like back throw to send to the can. So like throw him off stage. You probably might be able to get a fair if he was DIing in. And then you just focus on doing a ledge trap here. That down throw just does not combo to anything. I actually might have gotten like down throw fair. But he has to like DI away for that to work. Wow, that caught him. I thought he would have crouched under. So that down smash is just weird. Again, you're not being cautious about how you're throwing out your projectiles. Like, you're throwing these all right next to him. What was that? My guess is like an input error over there, but like, you know, he Wonder Winged at the ledge. That was a very easy up air to get. Or actually, 111 back air. Actually, if anything, when he... So if your opponent's like at 110, if they Wonder Wing at the ledge here, just charge up smash, so then that way you can kill them with the final hit. So realistically, you probably should have been able to. Got really lucky there. Again, you need to be very careful about like throwing out projectiles at this percentage because he can Wonder Wing and kill you at this point. So after Banjo Wonder Wings your shield, just drop shield and Clay Pigeon. You may not be able to hit it, but if you do, you get a big punisher off of it. And then if not, like if he just shields, then that's still Clay Pigeon pressure right onto shield. And that's going to be hard for him to deal with. So that's what I recommend doing. Oh, he's dead. Oh, what? Okay, like after all that time after he did that, why didn't you pressure the ledge there? That was a big waste. That was a huge waste. God, yeah, I was about to say, like, you're just going for, like, so many just, like, very easy things to punish, and you go for the most punishable option there. Like, use can more. Can's your main neutral tool, not Clay Pigeon. Clay Pigeon is not a neutral tool. And all he has to do is press side B to just win. Like, when you press side B, he presses side B to automatically win the match. You always need to remember that. You can't throw these out liberally. And then, like, also, like, the down air thing, if you actually had, like, 10% less, I think that cycle would have worked. But you have to be a little bit smarter about how you go about that. I was honestly just kind of surprised to see the red spark go off there, because most of the time it's like you're not gonna die that early. But overall, like that just showed like poor spacing, not knowing your safety at all, and like just not respecting Wonder Wing in the slightest. But this Banjo player wasn't really using Wonder Wing to like automatically go and punish him. So like that's kind of like one aspect of the matchup he wasn't even taking into consideration. You definitely need to. Wait, what? I guess it was just one game? I'm confused. Okay, it seems like he only got one game in there. So we'll move on to the next one. But yeah, no, overall, for the Banjo matchup, you always need to remember, you always need to remember Wonder Wing's an option that's going to kill you the second that you're above like 90%. Can's your main neutral tool, so if your opponent's in the air, do that. Something that Banjo player was doing a lot, he's doing grenade and then using an aerial to catch the grenade. So just wait for the aerial and then punish him for it, which makes it pretty easy to do. Then the other thing too is like don't go for smash attacks just in neutral, because like first of all that's very bad, makes it very easy to punish you, and a lot of the smash attacks you're going, even if you land them, it wouldn't have killed, so it made no sense to go for them. So focus on playing a safe neutral, learn what your good options are, your good boxing tools are, like using fair properly, using cam properly, using gunman. You need to focus on that first, and then you can just like do the more absurd things with all the other stuff. But yeah, you need to learn how to respect Wonder Wing first. The second you do that, then we can get to the other things. Because I don't think you had an issue dealing with eggs, because like you're just kind of on top of him the entire time, which is good. But yeah, that, and then not knowing how to like punish Grenade properly when he was pulling it, that was kind of the other thing. And because he was always doing it one way, like Grenade into aerial grab, then you just had to keep in mind, wait for the aerial to finish, and then you punish him. Yeah. Let's see this. Okay, Steve Duck Hunt. Let's talk about this. Overall, very, very good matchup for Duck Hunt, in my opinion. Obviously, Steve has some jank that you need to look out for. But basically, you do not need to approach Steve. You keep pelting him with cans. The Gunman does a pretty good job of like dealing with things. Not to mention, you can do bear can. So even if he makes the L shape, you can bear can and still pressure him with can on the opposite side. And not only that, your F smash can pressure him through the blocks itself. So like you have a lot of different ways to hit him, and not so much like I think even like your fair can go through blocks far enough that you can hit him on the other side, and even Clay Pigeon too. So like you have so many different ways to just like pressure him nonstop. You outrange him with like your fair and bear as well, so that makes it easy. And the fact that you don't need to chase him in the air also makes it easier to deal with like a down air. Down air will kill you really early if you're not careful about it, but because we have a multi-hit up air, that makes it pretty easy to clank out down air as well. So even that's not too bad of too much difficulty. Not to mention, if he's recovering, you can throw can out there to pressure him, so you don't have to worry about the blocks, and it's relatively easy to intercept the minecart and also the uppie as well. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like when Steve doesn't have resources and he doesn't have good tools, it becomes rough for him. And when he has no iron, you have to remember he's got no minecart and he can't down air too, which makes it really, really easy to pressure him. So that should be goal one. Make sure he uses up all his iron and make sure he just never gets it again. If you get that, rough life for him. So let's see what happens. Yeah, see, that's the other thing too, is like our projectiles do beat out the minecart pretty easily. And like there, after that down air, he could have gone for the second down air very easily, because Steve has to ride up along the wall. Steve can't go backwards, so that second down air was basically guaranteed against the wall. Without iron, the anvil doesn't spawn. So if he does down throw with no anvil, that means he has no iron. And at this point, you want to reset your can, because like you're not allowed. You're at that point like you weren't able to use it at all. But at least he did that. That's too bad. Like his can was in a perfect position to do the ricochet into like up air up into like a triple up air right there. Weird use of gunman there, because that didn't really make too much sense. Also, yeah, like right there, if he did can, it would have blown up the cart right there, but luckily it all missed, and now we got a clay pigeon. Yeah, kind of a bad usage right there. Oh, and he goes for the hard read on that one. Normally not a good option, but you know, if they just air dodge, that smash will catch them. Yeah, Duck Hunt just goes right through that. There's a Beefy Smash Dudes video on that. So yeah, real quick, if Steve does do the blocks, you can't, not only can you hug the wall to get through it, but you can just also keep going under it to get around it. Tater, you always have to be careful. If it's something that can be copyright claimed, I can't play it, music-wise. Let's see what happens here. Back air. Yeah, because he did like the charging with the F smash, technically that jeez, that was unfortunate. That gunman wasn't bad. Celeste? Okay, that should be okay. I don't think that game gets copyright claimed. All right. I'll see how long he stays on. Also, I don't know how this rotation's working. Okay, so we'll talk about Peach next. You can use all the emotes. Wait, donuts. Are you able to use the Voodoo Wang emote? Like, are you able to use this one? Because I have not seen what that can do. So yeah, real quick, something I should mention is Peach is one of those matchups that we actually do win. Or like it's either even or we slightly win it, just because we can control the air really well with Can. Gunman controls the ground, so it also reduces our float options, and not to mention that we can do that with the Clay Pigeon as well. So just like a lot of good things we could do. Oh, you can only roll for it? That's kind of unfortunate. I thought you got to choose it. That's really bad right there. Okay, so he knows his Clay Pigeon combos. Oh, well that sucks. So I can't critique that now. All right, well, that's gonna be it for it. So yeah, real quick, wrap this up. You need to be, for the most part, you need to think a lot more about where you're placing your projectiles. They're very risky and not in good situations. So make sure you're using that cannon for neutral. Make sure you understand when it's beneficial to throw it to a combo or to get stage control. Think about when you're throwing out Gunman as well. Gunman's good for covering the ground, but you're just kind of throwing out like whenever. And a lot of times that's just not in a safe position as well. But that applies to your cannon Clay Pigeons as well. So make sure you're using Clay Pigeon exclusively to punish somebody after they've done an action. So it's a confirmation, not as neutral. Gunman, learn the safe spacing for it and for what matchups where you can throw it out there. So that way you can cover the ground or force an option out of them. And Can, same thing about learning when to pull it out and where to pull it out. But also you need to use it more to like help like cover the air or to just pressure situations. So you can use it more advantageous than neutral. So please look at my Gunman guide, look at my Can guide. And the Clay Pigeons, just you need to get used to using that as a punish option and not as a neutral option. And when you do that, it'll be a lot better. And at least the good thing is like your Clay Pigeon combos weren't bad. And I think like a lot of the mess ups were more Wi-Fi than anything. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Okay, that's good to know. All right.